Dallas Willard talks about the 23rd Psalm and life without lack, a book he had, and he says that you have to accept that you really should accept that you're in God's tender care always, including even if you're killed. That's not like, dang, I guess he fell out of God's care, but that the care is bigger than even our own lives, and and that we should that we have the opportunity to live in a place of trust and comfort, whether even if we do die, kind of thing.
Right.
Is that the worst thing you ever went through?
A number of years I went through a divorce, and that was hard. Just the alteration of life and the not being around my kids in a present situation as much as I once was. But I've become through that, and my kids have become through that. I've learned, that the quantity time isn't as important as quality time, and that was a rough teacher that caused me to really trust more than I ever had. To go, you know what, I can't be there for Brooklyn's every move. I can't be there for Payson's every move, but I'm going to trust that they're going to become through this, and I know that we will have a great relationship through it. So that's been another growing sharp thing.
I'm going to quote from the book of Job, and this text is so, I don't know, some people say Job is literal, it actually happened. Whenever I read it, I'm like, there's no way, this is a metaphor. This is intended to make a point. Maybe that makes me an evil liberal Christian or something, but the beginning of this book, it just seems so flippant, like we're talking about our lives here, and there's just like this conversation between God and Satan that just seems so like they're having a little competition with each other, and really shallow, and we're the chess pawns in the game, and we know that that's not who God is. And of course, this book is actually all about who God is. That seems to be the theme. At least that's what everyone's arguing about in this book. But I'm going to read it, and then maybe we can talk about it or just get your thoughts on it. So I'm in chapter 1. One day the angels came to present themselves before the Lord, and Satan also came with them. The Lord said to Satan, "Where have you come from?" Satan answered the Lord, "From roaming throughout the earth, going back and forth on it." Then the Lord said to Satan, "Have you considered my servant Job? There's no one on earth like him. He's blameless and upright, a man who fears God and shuns evil." Does Job fear God for nothing? Satan replied. "Have you not put a hedge around him and his household and everything he has? You've blessed the work of his hands so that his flocks and herds are spread throughout the land. But now stretch out your hand and strike everything he has, and he will surely curse you to your face." And I think that seems to be the big theme throughout. Is Job going to curse God? Is he going to blame God? The Lord said to Satan, "Very well, then everything he has is in your power, but on the man himself do not lay a finger." Then Satan went out from the presence of the Lord. And the story progresses, and eventually God lets him lay a hand on the man himself too. Just can't kill him. Explain this to us, Mitch. We're all wondering what this means.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, that's hard, because I'm with you. I go, it is to me, it's a metaphor. And I don't know that, I mean, the God that I know doesn't turn us over to the devil's actions. The God that I know is always calling us to God's self. We are causing it.
We're often this cause, but this is. Then there are times when crap just happens to us.
I know, and I think it comes from our lust for things to always make sense in order for us to keep going, and I don't know. I mean, to me, this book is just it's a reflection of just that. If I were Job, I would feel beyond awful. Like I
Mhm.
I really dislike his friends. I really dislike his friends. I just go,
What's
what?
funny about his friends is that they're mean to him, and then they're like windbags. They finally run out of air, and then
Yeah,
some young guy comes at the end. He says, "You guys are old. You don't know what you're talking about. I'm young. Even though I'm young, lay off. I know what I'm talking about." And then he seems to pretty much say the same stuff that the other guy said. He just says it a little more forcefully. He goes into nature. He goes into nature saying, "Look, nature. Basically, look how cool nature is. It proves that God is just and you're not." And if this is a metaphor about the human condition, because I mean, I think a really good question is it's the problem of pain. If there's a if God is a loving God and He's all powerful, then why is this stuff happening to us? And is it our fault?
yeah,
And is God to be trusted despite that?
right.
When you think about, I'm sure this is an unanswerable question, but when you and Rich were, you guys were driving in a Jeep, or what kind of car was it?
Yeah, the Jeep. Yeah.
When that Jeep crashed, uh, was evil? Do you think demons or the devil were looking for an opportunity to kill you guys, and is that what happened?